Good morning, guys. Welcome back or to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be swapping out these front door speakers here in the 6.0. So I was going to make it one video doing the front and back, but I figured it might be better just make two different videos. Anyway, I have some speakers here and some adapters from Metra that I ordered off of Amazon. Y'all seen those in the last video if y'all watched that. But for those who need it, this is the adapter, speaker adapters. That way we don't have to cut and splice anything. So I brought the truck down here to the shop. I was going to pull it in the shop, but honestly, I don't think I have to. So I'm going to grab some tools, probably go back up to the house driveway, because, well, if you can tell, it just rained, and this shop driveway is horrible. Because of it's a dirt driveway and it's been raining all day. So probably pull back up there and we'll get to work on these front door speakers. I know y'all probably can't hear me very well, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. So we got gravel up at the house, so we'll do it up there. Alrighty, guys, so let's get started. Now you are going to have to remove your door panel. Yes. So on these trucks here, all you have to do is you need to take this off. This just clips in. You got to take your window switches up, and there's a bolt like right here. You got to take your little reflector off, and there's also a bolt behind there. Now I will show you all of that stuff as we go along, but I'm gonna hop out of here, probably roll the window down, because we're gonna have to mess with the I like to push these down, that way you don't have to bring the panel up so high. Just something I found. So I'm gonna roll the window down and we will get started. All right, so first things first, you can come up here and there's almost like a little groove that fits perfectly for pulling these off, especially if you have both hands, but they're not too difficult. Pop those off. It's just two clips, and that'll allow you to raise the panel up. And then over here, little tab, press the little tab, pop your reflector out like so. And from what I remember, the tab always goes on the front, and then there's this slot at the back of the reflector, and you have bolt right in there. And then up here, we'll come up here, because there's a little tab down here. But come up here, pop it up, slide it out. That's a little tab. And I've had these panels off several times, so you don't have to unplug all of your window switches. I know some people will say, oh, it's not that difficult. It depends. I know on that truck over there, they are not fun. So you can just kind of turn this sideways here, again, especially if you have both hands, but I'm using one to film. And this is a 7, and then you have another 7 right here. And then after you get those off, lift your panel straight up, and you can feed this down and through the opening there. All right, so once you have the panel off, you can go ahead, pull your speaker bolts out. They are 5.5 millimeter. 6 is too big, 5 is too small. It has to be a 5.5, or I believe that's a quarter. But anyway, you go ahead, pop your speaker out, unplug it, and we will go ahead, get our Metra adapters out. We have a new speaker right here, and we can go ahead, throw it in and test it before the panel goes back on. Alright, our old speaker's out. It's just a little push tab here on the back. The Metra adapter harness plugs right in. These are two different sizes, and the spades on the speaker are two different sizes, so hopefully they're not pinned backwards. I've heard some people say that some of the aftermarket ones are pinned backwards, so we will test these before the door panel and such goes back on. And also another thing, is these speakers. Again, these are Skar Audio RPX 68s, 6x8 to match this truck. Pretty nice. Well, they seem pretty nice to me. Again, I don't know much about car audio, but stamped steel basket, pretty nice. Seems to be a pretty nice little speaker. So we'll get it plugged up. Again, these are 2 different sizes, and we'll stick it in here, test it, and see what we got. All right, speaker is all mounted up. Didn't have to drill no holes, nothing like that. It's all matched up pretty well. So now what we can go ahead and do is we will grab our door panel and go ahead and throw it back on. Also, guys, one little trick here that I wanted to show y'all that I learned from that is on these panels, they have the 2 outside feet are a little bit longer, so you can rest the door panel on these and go ahead, feed everything through, and then you can pick it up. Again, I always put this down, that way you don't have to lift it up very high. It makes lining all of these tabs a lot easier. So we can go ahead, fish our switch panel here up through, just like so, and now it'll hold the panel on. We can go ahead, push it up to the door, pick it up a little bit, that way it comes up over top of the little lock, and then go ahead and fully clip it in. All right, so have 1 screw, 2nd screw is in right there. Now you can go ahead, take this, line that back in there, clip it down, come up here, take your little window trim or mirror trim, kind of line those clips up in there, pop that back on, and last but not least, your reflector again. This goes to the back, and then the little push tab goes to the front. So just like so. Now this door is all back together, and we can go ahead and move to the other side. Alrighty, guys, so over here is the exact same process. 2 clips, 1 clip up at the top, little tab at the back, same push tab at the front, tab at the back, 2 8s, 2 7s, not 8s, 7s, and then exact same thing, window down, lock this, that way if you shut your door you don't lock yourself out. And then that's also the nice thing about leaving these on, or leaving them plugged in. When you get done, you can just unlock them. So it's a nice thing about leaving stuff like this plugged up, or if you get halfway through and it starts raining like it might do here with us, you can go ahead and just roll your window back up instead of looking for your switch and everything else. And again, if these have never been unplugged, a lot of the time they're a real pain. So just keep that in mind. You know, you can do what you want to do, but that's how I do it. And I've had these off. Let's see, this is my 3rd set of mirrors. Pulled the panels off one time to pull this seal out when I tinted the windows. I think that's it. So it just makes it easier. You know, less stuff that you have to take apart, less stuff you have to put back together. And, you know, then you put it together, you forgot something, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna get with it. I get this panel off and get this speaker replaced. Okay, guys, so I've already started on the rear, and I thought I would go ahead and mention, I apologize, there's not going to be any sound clips in here, and the reason for that being is YouTube has really strict copyright infringement stuff. So I don't know, but I know one time I was in a parts store or something and I was filming, and you could just faintly hear music in the background, and I get hit with a copyright strike. So we're not going to be playing any music, but I will say these speakers do sound pretty good. Also, I mean, my factory speakers, I'm putting them back in the bags and back in the cardboard, back in the boxes. I'm going to keep those. There's nothing wrong with them. So if we ever have a issue with these for some sort of reason, I will have the factory ones I can throw back in here, you know, until I get new ones or whatever. So that's just something to think about too. If your factory speakers aren't blown out, you know, you might hang on to them. But anyway, like I said, there's not going to be any sound clips. I've already started on the rears. I just finished this one up and I'm starting on this one, but that will be in the next video. Like I said, these speakers do seem to be very, very nice quality, and the same thing with our Metra adapters. And again, if y'all didn't catch it, I don't remember, this is the part number for the Metra adapters for this truck. Double check, just make sure, but that is what I'm using, and so far they've all been great. Didn't have to swap anything around or anything like that. I know some people had mentioned some of these were backwards through other brands, but these plug right in and they've all worked so far. But I'm about to get back and get this one here installed and end up this video. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to be a wrap for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button, because I do have some more stuff coming for the 6.0. Again, you know, back here in this box we have a new head unit, we have a backup camera, I have subs in there, I have an amp that I bought the other day. So we got to build a sub box. Got to figure out where we can put a box that has enough airspace for those subs. We're needing about 2.2 cubic feet of airspace in a box that goes behind the seat here. They only offer about 1.6 cubic feet, and then, you know, if you don't have enough, it could damage your subs, so definitely don't want that. 1200 watt amp. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if I can find a kit to raise the back seat up a couple inches. I mean, a couple inches is not a whole lot, but if we can take this goofy little shelf out down here, raise the seat up 2.5 inches, that should, in theory, give us enough room, I think, going side to side. But we'll have to figure that out later. I just wanted to get the speakers in, get the new head unit in, because with this one, for some reason, on auxiliary, turn that down, but shouldn't play anything, but on auxiliary, y'all know I installed this little deal here that has auxiliary on it, and when I hook this into my phone, for some weird reason, it has it only works out this side of the speakers. I don't know, that side doesn't work, and then if you go in here, you go all the way to the driver's side, it'll just barely have any sound to it. So that's why we're doing all this, because myself, that's a bit of a stress reliever for me, is to drive around, listen to music, and it's a little difficult when only 2 speakers work, especially in this truck, 'cause it doesn't have air conditioning, so we got to roll with the windows down. But that is the reason for all that, and I mean, it's nice for an upgrade. Get a nice touchscreen head unit in here, Bluetooth, should have Apple CarPlay and all that kind of stuff, so it should be pretty nice once it's all finished up. But that'll be in a couple videos. I'm actually going to use this outro on both of the speaker videos. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. I appreciate y'all. The white truck video, putting the wheels and tires on, went up yesterday, and that video did great. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for all the continued support. Currently, we're 190 some away from 2,000 subscribers. Trying to hit that. Didn't hit it before the first of the year. You know, it is what it is. That was a pretty big goal, but now let's see if we can make it there before my birthday. April 6th. If you didn't know, that's where the 4.6 came from. It just so happened that the white truck has a 4.6 in it too. But that is the new goal, is to try to get there for my 22nd birthday. I'm getting old, but anyway, guys, again, thank y'all for everything. I appreciate y'all. But I guess we'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.